Welcome to another episode of Life Outside the Box. I am your host, Executive Director, and to my left is a very special and unique guest. It's my man, John Martinez. John, what's going on, my brother? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We're talking about sneakers today.
All right, yeah.
I don't get to do that anymore. So.
Every day we talk about sneakers, man. That's how this life goes. How you feeling?
Feeling very nice.
Yeah?
We're going to talk about these sneakers. You know, they've been in my closet unworn for a couple of years.
Listen, I'm excited about these sneakers because I haven't seen them in so long, or any variation of them. So this is going to be dope. This is actually Life Outside the Box first, so we're going to get into that in a second. But before we do that, tell me, where did your sneaker journey begin?
Where did it begin? Well, there was a point in my years. There's a point where I had the sneakers that my parents bought me or my mom bought me, and then there was that sneaker. So, to me, I used to look up to ball players.
Okay.
Whatever they had on, I wanted. So, before the point that I'm going to tell you that was the point, there was Ewing's,
Classic.
Kevin Johnson's.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I'm an old man. I'm 36 years old.
Okay. Kevin Johnson's. Wow. Okay. Keep going.
Kevin Johnson. The other Johnson, what's his name? From Charlotte.
LJ.
Larry Johnson. So up to that point, it was those type of sneakers. You beat them up, wear them. You just want to be a ball player. As you see, I am not over 5'7". But back then, they made it so real that you could be a ball player.
Right.
So that was my influence.
They sold that dream.
Ball players were my influencer. Okay. So then, bow. 96 comes around. Little Penny.
Oh.
Penny Hardaway.
Yes. Okay, yeah, now we getting somewhere. Let's go.
Wait, over $100? Are my parents gonna buy me that?
Right.
Guess what, they did. They worked hard for that. So you know what, and my birthday was, it's at the end of November, close to Christmas.
Close to Christmas time, yeah.
One present. So I would take care of those.
Yeah.
So I would have to say the Penny one.
Penny one. That's such
Penny one because of Little Penny.
That's such a big shoe.
And
people that don't know, Penny Hardaway was what Kobe Bryant turned out to be. Because Penny was really the it factor of the NBA at one point. Him and Shaq teaming up, it just did a different thing to the game and then the sneaker culture.
And a new franchise to the NBA.
Yes.
Orlando Magic.
Yes. Yes.
The jerseys. You gotta add the jerseys.
Absolutely. Wow. So the Penny one was your introduction to being a sneakerhead.
And it was, but it was still a kid's size. So I wasn't over the $100. It was maybe 89, maybe.
Yeah.
But still, for working parents.
Yeah, back then that was a lot of money.
Especially if you're doing Ewing's. Ewing's were going for like $50. The Converses were maybe a little. They weren't $100.
Right.
So definitely, I have to say, Anthony Hardaway, pennies. So
that's crazy. Penny one being
Penny one, and then so on.
Yeah. Okay. So from back then, what do you think rivaled the Penny? So you started off with the Penny. But what came out next that you was like, whoa, forget the pennies, this is it?
There was not forgetting about the Penny.
Yeah,
there was not. So Penny 1 was 96. So, who was the other dude? Allen Iverson.
Yeah, Listen, before you even continue, let me just make y'all understand something. The Allen Iverson sneakers, Reebok or not, was so iconic. So iconic. That's one of my favorite sneakers to this day. Every last one of them. Even T-Mac had a sneaker that I thought at the time was amazing to me. You know, it may not be what the kids was wearing back then, but I like to pick different stuff. And T-Macs, AIs, Pennies, absolutely. And mind you, Jordan was around, but he had so much competition back then. So now, going from your first sneaker being a Penny, what is the sneaker that you bought after, or that you were given after that, or what you purchased? What was your first sneaker purchase? How about that? Let's go there.
With my own money?
With your own money.
It has been the Airfly 89. It was in 2000, 2001. It was the same year that all the 11s were coming out.
Okay.
So, I grew up on Long Island.
Right.
Families, I guess the parents had money. Whatever, I don't know. They had money.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids, not me, not Brown, were able to buy Jordans on release date.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Saturdays, I think that was a release day, right?
Yes,
Saturdays?
absolutely.
I didn't have that, you know, like, I got what I got. So, I would see Jordans down the hall, middle school, high school, down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Michael Jordan,
Have
but
the
I'm a
same
Knicks
experience.
fan. I'm a Knicks fan, so it's a love-hate. Like,
Oh, okay.
how do I love Michael Jordan, but I'm a Knicks fan? It's like, that's not doable.
Right.
But as a child, you're allowed that.
Yeah.
You kind of, you're allowed to have that leeway, you know?
Yeah. I was
So-
a Knicks fan too. John Starks was my favorite player.
The era, you know?
Absolutely.
So in 2000, 2001, that was when all those 11s came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed something. I needed a patent leather. I didn't want the 11s. I wanted them, but I didn't want them.
Right.
Kind of like hating. It would be cool to have them, but I was hating. But I didn't want them. I wanted to be different. So at that time, there was an Air Flight 89, all black patent with a white swoosh.
Mm.
To this day, I have that same pair.
Yeah.
Bought it at Champ Sports in Roosevelt Field. It was a patent leather, but it was my patent leather.
Right.
Nobody had that.
Right. It made you feel unique.
And it was 2000, so I felt kind of, at that point, I was part of that 80s thing, you know, early 90s thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
at
I know
that point,
exactly
in
what you
2000, you know,
Yeah.
I wanted to be different
Yeah.
in that sense, you know.
It brought you
So-
your own sense of style and your own sense of your identity, really, on who you are when it comes to these sneakers.
So it was the black patent, all black patent with the white patent swoosh, 89 in 2000, 2001, and we bought at Champ Sports at Roosevelt Field. And listen, I remember every sneaker I own. I remember everywhere that it was bought at, who bought it for me, where I bought it. That was I remember I saved a little bit of money, and I think it was like maybe 109.99 at the point. At that
Okay.
time, 89 plus tax, something like that.
Right.
I'm 100% sure that was the first sneaker that I bought on my own.
Super dope. Super
Yeah.
dope. Now let's get into what you bought here today, because what you bought here today, like I said, I haven't seen them in so long. Matter of fact, I'm willing to put some money up that a lot of you guys that are watching have never seen this sneaker. Willing to put some money up on that. And before we get to the sneaker, let's talk about the bag. Why is this bag here? Because we don't really put, display the bag and all of that stuff. Tell me about the bag.
So the bag is from the artist. This is from his shop in Brooklyn. Stephen Powers, ESPOs. I went to his shop. This is my second pair of ESPOs. My first pair was signed by him.
Okay.
I wanted to get these signed for the show. When I went to, he said go, but it didn't work out. But eventually I get it signed.
Okay.
So I got everything else. You'll see on the box, bag. So he has a shop in Brooklyn. So he's from Philadelphia,
Mm-hmm.
but to me he's a New Yorker, you know. But he has a shop in New York. So this is where the bag is from. And if you read it, you'll see it says ESPO, and you'll know exactly what it is when we open this box.
Let's get into it.
Oh, little babies. All right. All right. Here we go.
So first, let's check out the box.
So he usually tags with ESPO over here, so I had to get his stickers from his shop. It's fresh. Size 8.5, that's my size. I only wear my size, I only buy my size.
Yes. I'm glad you said that, because we on this show, we've kind of like pinpointed to where certain people will buy a size under and take out the insole and stuff like that in order to fit the shoe. You buy your size.
My thing is, let the next person get it.
Yeah.
That's how I shouldn't be buying a size 12. It's not for me. It wasn't meant for me.
Yeah, stuff inside
8.5 is there,
your
and it's just my morals. You know, I feel like it'll come back to me, and it
Right.
always comes back to me. It always comes back to me. You know, you put out good energy out there, it'll come back eventually. Not.
Yeah, maybe not right now, but it'll definitely come back. So you got the ESPO stickers on the sneaker, on the box. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these are one of the stackable boxes, correct? like Nike designed certain boxes that you can actually stack them on top of each other and attach to each other, and this is one of the models that they had.
Don't know. Couldn't tell you about
Oh,
it.
so
You tell me. Listen, I like to learn things too.
Yeah, so
I can't always be Google.
The way it's designed with these here, if you have a similar box to this, you are able to slip the bottom of the box into this, so you can stack them. Kind of like how the plastic boxes are stacked nowadays, where you put the little thing in and you put the boxes on top of each other and they're one unit. That's how Nike designed this box, so you can be able to stack them on top of each other neatly.
I don't have that much money, so.
So now let's open these up. Let's show the people what we have at the ESPOs. And like I said, I'm putting money on it that y'all have never seen this sneaker.
These are my babies. There you go.
This right here, let me explain something to you. For those that don't know what these is, this is an Air Force 2. Everybody wears Air Force 1s. This is an Air Force 2. So I guarantee you a lot of people have never seen an Air Force 2 in their life. I like how you have it stacked with the sock in there.
Yeah, I made sure that everything was built in. I made a makeshift shoe thing.
Yeah, you are dedicated. See, I love people like you when they come on this show because you are so dedicated to the culture that it's ridiculous. And
so up to this point, like you're saying, these came out in the first week, the first Saturday of 2004. So up to this point, Air Force 2s, the last time I saw Air Force 2 to this, I'm a man of culture, at least hip hop culture.
Right.
Hip hop has raised me.
Right.
And the last time I saw it was Jim Jones.
Listen, Jones, you can curse. I know why you don't want to curse, which is funny.
Jim Jones was wearing the highs, the Philadelphia colored high Air Force 2s. That's the first time that I would ever see an Air Force 2. Yes. Would I have seen it before? Maybe. But for me to be like, he had it in the Oh Boy video. Air Force 2s. Now, these released, I'm like, I don't know what size to get.
Right.
It was the same year Air Force 2 was released, and I was working at Finish Line, which we have the connection.
Yes, absolutely.
The Michigan colors came out, the San Antonio colors came
Yes.
out, you know all that, all of those. So those I put on, so I knew what to get for this.
Right. That's so dope. And you know what's crazy? I've seen Air Force 2 lows in person. I've never seen an Air Force 2 high in person.
No?
Never seen
I had to feel that, the Charles Barkley.
Yeah, I've never seen it in person, which is dope.
And big ass huggies.
And back then, you know how it, being that you mentioned Jim Jones. See, Jim is the type of person that would wear Air Force 2. But Dipset is well known for which one? The Air Force 1.
Air Force 1.
So,
custom.
Hip hop culture made it so that Air Force 1 took off, which is why I think that Nike stopped producing Air Force 2s, which looking at them today, I don't think they should have ever stopped. Because the design of this sneaker is so different and so unique. The features on it look like an Air Force 1.
You can take out the sock if you want. You can take it out. You can see like the insert. Look at that.
Yeah, this is see-through. This is clear for y'all that don't know. This is a see-through sneaker.
And there's so much to it. It says filled. The next one says fiend. So a fiend is looking, is searching.
Right.
This eye is filled. He's fulfilled. He has everything he needs.
Yes.
The socks.
It's like a yin and yang type of variety of a sneaker.
This one says wants and needs. What do we want? What do we really need?
Yeah.
You know? So he is an artist, and this is part of the artist series. You know, they came out, if you remember, 3 sneakers came out. The Pharrell Dunk, this, and the Halle Berry Rift, which nobody wanted.
Yeah, the Halle Berry Rift wasn't
nobody wanted that.
Eye-popping sneaker.
So, if we can talk about it, that Saturday, I came in early for some reason. We know Breon.
Absolutely.
Rest in
Long
peace.
live Breon. Rest in peace to my brother.
And I was like, Breon, I'm like, you know something's happening right now. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, there's a release at Nike Town right now. I'm probably too late. Like, try it.
Right.
He's like, well, if you get me a pair, I'm like, just trying to get myself a pair. He's like, if you get me a pair,
Classic Breon.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I'm out. Roosevelt Field, I was driving. I'm out into Manhattan, Nike Town. I get to the line. All I hear is, it's only riffs. It's only riffs. Everything is out. If you look at this, there's only 1050 made. I'm 212. You know what 212 is, right? Old area code, right? Old New York. I'm a New Yorker.
That's crazy.
212, but at a 1050.
212 out of 1050. That's crazy.
1050, and I don't remember my first pair, how much, what number it was. And all 3 pairs, it was only 1050 made. And I get there, and just being on the line was enough for me. I don't know if they were fake or not, but there was this Japanese dude. He had those Babe shell toes.
Okay.
The ones that were only 100 pairs.
Yeah.
Could that have been fake? We were in the era of variants.
Yes, we were. That era back then. They had this fake shit going around now. That era back then.
At least we knew what was fake or not.
Yeah, we knew.
Now, at that point,
it's very hard to
now with the UAs, but
back then, and when we say real or fake, back then they were fake. Like they were making them out of different materials.
This is the mark nowadays of fakes.
Right.
Do you remember the Air Force Ones?
Yeah. Nowadays, what they declare as fake is sneakers that came from the same exact factory. Nike just didn't give them the stamp. That's it. A lot of the times, that's what's going on with the sneakers nowadays. They come from the same factory. Nike approved 500 pair. They made 700 pair and sold 200 to somebody else. So that's what's kind of considered fake nowadays. And then you still have, the different material, different laces, different stitching, and all that stuff still too. But back then, it was all boo-boo. Everything was boo-boo. Everything that was fake, you could just tell it was fake. So that's really good.
Just being on the line, I saw the people, you meet the people. I felt it. I remember. I'm telling you the story right now. I remember being online, and I knew I wasn't getting them. I didn't get them.
Right.
I remember stories like, yo, he's in an ice cream truck right now, meaning ESPO, the artist. What? He's by Nord. Stash. He had a shop back then. Well, no, I think he's at Nord right now. I'm like, do I go downtown right now? I'm 18 years old at this point. I'm like, should I wait? I waited. I didn't get anything. So my first pair that I got was later in 2004, which I wore.
As you should have.
These were to commemorate what I had.
Okay.
I bought these second pairs were bought in 2015. And the last time I wore them was on Valentine's Day 2018 at The Price is Right. Because I was hoping that I would get called up,
right?
And then the 3M would shine, because there's 3M on here. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on here. So I was hoping the 3M would pop up, but that was the last time, man.
And for people that don't know what the 3M is the reflective. When the light hits it, it shines. It's like construction wear.
So, and the thing about sneakers, my babies, I can't wear these anymore. They're falling apart.
How does that make you feel that you can't put those
It's beautiful because I wore them. It's like living life.
And you got that experience.
It's like living life. You live life. You have no regrets.
But does it kind of make you feel a certain type of way that you know that Nike will probably never release the Air Force 2 again?
These?
Any of them?
I'm sure they'll release Air Force 2. I'm sure they'll release.
When was the last release? I mean, it's been so long. I'm telling you, there's people that's gonna watch the show that have never seen an Air Force 2. They didn't even know Air Force 2 existed.
Well,
And
they
like I was
gotta go
saying
on
in
eBay.
another episode, that's my problem with the way they're releasing sneakers. They'd rather flood the market with the same stuff in different colors instead of giving us something from the past that would sell crazy today. You know how many people would eat up Air Force 2s right now?
Listen to this. I remember when I was at Finish Line, like,
Give it to me. Pause.
I was I was seeing these dogs and or Air Force, even Air Force Ones, maybe a little bit Air Force One. I stopped wearing Air Force Ones after high school because it reminded me of high school. My graduation from the Air Force One was the Dunk and whatever the hell I was getting.
Okay.
So I was like, imagine they came out with this colorway. Guess what? It's 2022, and this colorway, and that colorway, and this colorway is available.
Okay, so you kind of foreseen the future.
So my wish was granted. So
I think that says a lot to how you are when it comes to the sneaker community, because the culture of it at all, you just don't buy sneakers just because they're dope. You have a reading like I like what you just said.
That feeling.
Yeah, I like what you just said as far as you stopped wearing Air Force Ones after high school because they reminded you of high school. So it looks to me like you relate what you put on your feet to moments in your life.
Oh, I feel it.
So I want to kind of touch in on that a little bit. What about high school made you say, after high school, I'm not going to wear this Air Force One. They remind me of high school. I'm on to something new now.
It was just, I like separation. I like to have, I don't know at the time, I like moments. I like to capsulize. This is what I was back then. I'm going to move on. Maybe grow up. Because I remember I used to tell myself when I was like 19, 20, when I turn 30, I'm going to be wearing sweaters and cardigans.
Oh, you thought she was gonna be Mr. Rogers?
That's what a 30-year-old does. So I felt.
Isn't it crazy how we used to think that 30 was so old until we turned 30 and realized how young we were?
Yeah, now I'm wearing hats older than me right now. So I felt as a college student, I'm gonna wear different sneakers, dunks, and then that was the whole SB explosion and all that. Right. What I'm talking about is from 02 to 04. That's where I was at, what we're talking about. This came out first week of 04,
Right. Yeah, I was in 11th grade that year.
Freshman in high school, college.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Like I said, this is a life outside the box first. I know a lot of people don't know what an Air Force 2 is or haven't ever seen an Air Force 2, which is fine. But now that you see them, you're able to do your history and see how many other colors they came out with, the highs, the lows. And I think if I could be wrong, but I think the only other time Nike used this see-through pattern that made it pop, that was a popular sneaker, is when they did the Fantastic Four pack,
the Invisible Women.
The Invisible
And the funny thing is, ESPO, he wanted the Air Force One. He wanted the dunk. He didn't do the dunk because of Pharrell. He wanted the Air Force One like that. You can't touch those.
Right.
And what happened? They came out with
the Fantastic Four pack, and for those that don't know what the Fantastic Four pack was, the Dr. Dooms were the foam posits, the pennies, the black and white ones. The Human Torch was the Air Max 95. Mr. Fantastic was the Dunk or the Air Max 90. I don't remember. But and then the Air Max 90. It was the Air Max 90. The Air Max 90 was the Mr. Fantastic. The Thing, I think, was the Dunk. And then the Air Force One, the see-through, was the Invisible Woman. That was the Fantastic Four pack. So, and I think that's the only other time that it was a popular shoe that they used the see-through pattern.
And the other, I feel like there's a couple more clear ones. There was the Wii Air Force 2 High.
Okay.
There's a clear one.
Like I said, I've never seen an Air Force 2 High in person, so.
For Dunk, it was the Comme des Garçons.
Comme des Garçons, yeah, absolutely.
There was a clear one, and then the clocks.
So all the Balenciaga stuff you see and all that see-through, they got that from our culture. All that high fashion foolishness that y'all spending $1,500 for a shoe, they got that from our culture, the sneaker culture, which is really all.
These Air Force 2s were at summer jams and all that. So,
so dope. So real quick, before we get out of here, I want to know, first, how big is your sneaker collection to date?
It's little now because I've moved. At max, it would be around that era, around 2003, 2004. I had like 150 max. Never went over because it's just either I didn't have the money or space. And then now you start moving, and then wait, years are gonna come by. Oh, they're worth what? I can pay rent with this? Then I would sell things.
Okay, so here's the thing, because I have a problem with reselling. I have a big problem with reselling. I don't like, but your version of reselling is very different from what's going on right now in this day and age. Because this day and age, the people that resell buy the sneaker to resell it. You bought the sneaker, you wore the sneaker, you had the sneaker in your collection, you appreciated the sneaker, and sometimes times get rough. Like you said, you could pay rent with a sneaker, why not? So I get that.
We would like to think that the resellers have those pains, but guess what? I was on that line for these. I couldn't get them. Guess who I bought them from? Somebody that was reselling them. It's the only way I could have gotten them.
It's a vicious cycle. It does go around that way sometimes.
Now, I mean, it's funny when you see a whole room like this full of boxes of the same sneaker. You're like, but they did some type of work.
Yeah.
Maybe it's mommy and daddy's money.
Maybe.
God bless them. They were born in.
Yeah, God bless them. Get your money how you getting your money. But I mean, you buying a sneaker that somebody like us loves, and then the sneaker retails for $150, and you telling me I gotta give you $400 for the sneaker. It's kind of like you don't even know why this sneaker is important. You just want money.
I'm a retail guy for two things. First, because I know they're real. If I don't get them retail, I know they're real.
That's another reason why I don't buy from resellers.
Second, I have a child.
Yeah.
My wife, I love you, Haven. She'd be like, really? Really done?
Yeah.
For what?
No, I get it.
You know?
I get it.
But again, if it wasn't for a reseller, I wouldn't have my first pair.
Alright, well listen, I'm not gonna knock a man.
It's like you said, it's a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle. Sometimes it comes around.
Can't knock it.
You can't knock it. Get your money. So what don't you have in your collection today that you absolutely like? You have your eyes set on. You want that sneaker. It has to be.
Now, is it something that I can buy, or is it something that is just like?
Give me both. Give me both. Something that you can afford and something that's like out of reach, but you want.
So what I've done lately was, do you remember Hyper Strikes?
Yes, I do remember Hyper Strikes.
So, because we're in 2022 now, there's different ways to make your sneaker Hyper Strikes. I always wanted a Wu-Tang one.
Okay.
Paying 10 G's or whatever. I don't know how much they are now.
Right.
So, I took 2020 Iowa Dunk, replaced the tag like I did with these babes, replaced the tag, and put a little Wu-Tang sign on the side. Guess what? I got myself a Wu-Tang. Now,
You're the first person I said that I heard do that in a long time.
Now, if I can get an original one,
yeah,
I'm all for that one.
That's pretty much what Nike did anyway.
I know, but for me, in my mind, yeah, I can go buy a fake sneaker. No one will ever know. No one will ever question me.
Right.
But I know that I'm buying a fake sneaker. So I need the real thing.
Yeah.
So if I can have the real Wu-Tang, and then it's like, those ridiculous $10,000, $20,000 sneakers like
It's like the Air Mag. I want an Air Mag so bad, and you know how much those go for.
I was there for that release. I bid up to $4,800 on eBay. I think they ended up at what, 10? Each one kept going at 9. 10.
Yeah, I think the highest I've seen them for was 15 grand. Probably.
But that moment, that weekend, or whatever it was.
Yeah. And don't let a Back to the Future situation happen in the next few years, because they're probably going to be worth $50,000, $60,000 to get an Air Mag. Crazy.
Yeah, so my max bid on that one was 48. But the next one will probably be like the Futura, the Flams, the Dunk Highs.
Okay, I'm not too familiar with
For
those.
Love or Money, they have the money. Like it's like euros or some shit. It's like the money.
Okay, yeah, I'm not too familiar with those.
Yeah,
But of course, I'll put them on.
They're expensive as shit. I'm never gonna have them. It's okay because I have a kid.
Right.
I'm just happy with what I get, and I continue to hunt for
love
what I think I needed before. I always look There's things that I look for, and nobody wants them, and I find them and I get them. So I'm not gonna tell you what they are, but
You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me.
every day I should. Every day, my email. You should look at my phone. My email list is like da 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 for my searches. It's the only way. Yeah. So I
True.
That's the modern way of my hunting.
Right.
You know, I used to go. I'm a Long Island dude, so I used to go into the boroughs, the Bronx. Roosevelt Ave was my place to go. You're doing over here, Jamaica Ave.
Yeah, a lot of people sleep on Roosevelt Ave. A lot of people sleep on there. Everybody think Fordham Road is where it's at.
The Bronx?
Yeah.
I used to take the bus out there. I thought that was a journey being a Long Island dude. Like,
It is.
And I go to mom and pop shops there, and I'd find when the era was Air Force One. They were there. Dunk was there.
Absolutely. It's the mom and pop stores usually be where it's at.
So now it's all, you know. I think for me it's still eBay. You put the right search in?
Yeah, you'll definitely find anything you need on eBay. It's just a matter of how much you're willing to pay for it.
And your size.
And your
I will
size.
never buy it down my size.
Got to.
Yeah.
Dope. But listen, man, I really appreciate you for bringing these here. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen an Air Force 2. I'm sure the audience will love it because I know 90% of them have never seen an Air Force 2. So this was really dope. Thank you for coming on the show. It's my man John Martinez right here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, my brother. My name is Extra the Director, and this has been Life Outside the Box.